I'm not the world's sort of greatest tech wizard. So I was doing relatively basic stuff using PowerPoint primarily, and using PowerPoint's own audio recording function to give a minute of commentary or so. And usefully, the student can then click on the audio button to have your commentary coming through at the right time. That was pretty easy early on. Over the summer, I actually did some work on some classics videos, just using Zoom to record the videos, which I think worked well in terms of compressing them down in terms of memory storage, and it meant that they were much easier to share. Because one issue with PowerPoint is that they do create very, very bulky files, which means they're not necessarily very easy to access. I was a big fan all the way through of in PowerPoint the little things like the laser pointer, so being able to just do what I would normally do on the whiteboard, or even with a finger at school, and point to particular words and underline things, and that functionality was really useful. And it was the sort of thing that probably has existed for 15 or 20 years, but I never actually had need necessarily to use it. So I was quite pleased to discover that. The remote learning period meant that teachers were operating oftentimes in sort of silos of their own department. And it might be that even actually as an independent, as an individual within a department, and it's important to really compare at times and try and break out of that silo and compare what you're doing with other people, because it might be that you're spending 10 hours doing X today and feeling absolutely like sort of frustrated that you couldn't do things perfectly, but actually you realize that everyone else was in exactly the same boat too. And although of course we try and talk as much as possible within a department, we had regular departmental meetings and often talking every day, let alone once a week. It's still easy to sometimes forget that the problems you're encountering are almost certainly ones that are going to be encountered by every other teacher, and sometimes not beating yourself up too much if you find something tough, when actually that's the nature of the beast. And there's nothing wrong with doing your best and not making it perfect, because actually probably nobody can achieve what you'd all like to deliver ideally. So I think that's one piece of sort of reassuring guidance, is that this is all a very strange time, and you can't do everything certainly as much as you'd like, or as ideally as you'd like.